So you guys have blocks, bolster, and a tennis ball and a strap. Yep, all the things, good. And so if you will, we're going to start on our backs, and we are going to focus in. I think we've focused in on this muscle before, but because it's February and it's heart month, we're going to focus on opening up through that heart space in this gentle yoga class. So one thing that you may want to do, and like we've actually done quite a bit in this class, is create a little structure that you can use to support your bolster in a way that allows for opening through the front body. So laying back onto that bolster, the spine should be fully supported from the head all the way down. The tailbone, not so much, but the rest of the spine should feel that support. And then allowing for opening through the front body. So whatever that means for you. So if you'd like to stretch your arms out a little wider, or maybe they're close in, but your palms may be facing up just to open up through the shoulders. And then closing your eyes if you haven't done so, just allowing for this time of rest before we begin to move. Checking in, noticing spaces that feel a little tighter through the body, but also acknowledging those spaces that feel more open and loose. So scanning the body from the top of the head all the way down to the tips of the toes, just noticing. Bringing your attention to your breath. Letting the breath travel all the way down into the belly, all the way up and out. Slow, steady breaths. And now begin to bring some gentle movement back to your body. So we're going to remove the bolster from underneath, and then we'll go back to laying on our back. So taking your time to move all the stuff out of the way. And then laying all the way back. Arms alongside you, palms down. We'll do our slow articulation up into a bridge. So we press the lower back to the mat slowly, mid back, upper back, traveling up, travel right back down. This slow, again, slow controlled movement, bridging up, bridging down at your pace. The next time you are up in a bridge pose, stay right there. Because the focus of today's class is to open up through the front body, let's do a little bit of that here. So if you will try to crawl your shoulders underneath you, maybe clasping your hands underneath you. If your hands reach to your heels, maybe you grab to the ankles. Creating the space through the front body. Keep the neck long, chin away from chest. Breathe one more full breath here, letting the breath travel down, up and out. We'll slowly bridge back down, so letting the shoulders release. Once you've bridged down, hug your knees into your chest. All right, you have that tennis ball that hopefully is fairly close to you. If you will grab that, you're going to be on your own. Where's mine? All right, you're going to be on your own for a little bit here. So anywhere along the right side of the body, place that the ball underneath and work through any spots, again, along the right side of the body. So whatever that is, behind the hip, to the back side of the shoulder. So you'll have 2 minutes here and then 2 minutes on the other side. All right, you have 1 more minute, so still time. If you'd like to find another spot or two, using that tennis ball to try and release through those spots that might be tight. All right, let's take that tennis ball, move it to the left back side of the body. You have 1 more minute on this left side. Removing the block. We'll come to an all fours position, so you can rock and roll yourself up here, or however you'd like to get there. Once you arrive in that all fours position, send those hips right back to an extended child's pose. And in this extended child's pose, we'll do a little lateral movement. So walking the hands to the left, finding that stretch through the right side of the body. So what do you need to do to create that? Maybe you add a little weight into that right hip. Maybe you walk your right fingertips forward just a little bit more. Good, and then we'll walk our hands over to the other side. Again, left side of the body, creating length. Come back to center. We'll do a little flow. I think we did this last week, but I will run through it again. So the arms are stretched out in front. We're actually going to come up into a modified plank pose from that extended child pose. We'll lower all the way down to the mat. On the inhale, find a little mini cobra, letting the shoulders relax, opening up through that front heart space. Let yourself lower back down, push up to that modified plank pose, and push back to an extended child pose. Let's add in the breath. So we inhale, coming up into that modified plank. Exhale to lower down. Inhale, find that little mini cobra. Exhale to lower. Press up to your modified plank. On your exhale, press back to an extended child's pose. Travel through that flow a couple more times, moving at your pace here, your breath rate. And then we meet in extended child's pose. From here, make your way back to that modified plank pose, lower all the way down to your stomach. Slide the forearms forward, elbows underneath the shoulders, your palms are to your mat. Try and slide your forearms back and your palms back and open up through the front body as much as you can. So you can stay right here, or you could drop your chin to the chest, get a back of the neck stretch. Maybe you do a little bit of side to side movement, whatever feels good here for you. Again, neck thing is just an option. Good. If the head is down, bring it back up. Slide the sole of the right foot up the inside part of that left leg. So just pausing right here and noticing how that right hip feels in this position. You're tighter through the hips. Might feel a little funky, but we'll get there. We're walking our hands over to that right side, our forearms. And then you'll look over your right shoulder. We walk the forearms back to center. All right, so we're sliding that right arm straight out in front, the right hand straight out in front. You'll slide your left arm underneath, and then you'll roll yourself open to the ceiling. So finding a twist here. That right arm may hover in space. That is all right. Just noticing how the front of the shoulder feels. So again, our focus is on opening through the front, particularly the pec minor muscle. So as the arm hovers in space, you might feel that opening. Good. And then we roll back to our stomachs. Once again, finding that Sphinx pose. Let's slide the sole of the left foot up the inside part of that right leg. Just pause right here for a second, get a sense of this hip, how it feels, and then crawl your forearms over to the left. Look over your left shoulder. Come back to center. Slide that left arm out, slide the right arm underneath, and roll yourself open. You'll probably roll off your mat a little, that's all right, onto that carpet. But we are, again, not maybe in a full-on twist. We are in a twist, but that left arm, sometimes we talk about keeping the shoulder blades connected with the mat. In this case, if that arm is hovering, that is all right. That's kind of the intent here. Good. And then roll to your stomach. Let's once again press up and back, extended child's pose. All right, we are going to roll up and sit back onto the heels. If it does not feel good to be in this position, feel free. You could use your bolster underneath the bottom in this position, or just find a seated position. And then grab your strap. All right, pretty good distance between your hands. Strap is down by your hips. On your inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhaling back to where you feel that stretch. Now, when you feel that stretch, I'd also like you to engage a little bit here. So pulling the arms away from each other, or the hands away from each other. So we're activating the muscle that we are trying to stretch. Good. Let the arms come back down. We'll do a little reset here. If there's any adjustment that you need, try to keep the strap taut as we lift the arms up and back. Again, as the arms come back, give that strap a little pull from each direction. Perfect. And then let's release that. All right. So a lot with the upper body. Now let's focus a little more on the hips. So if you'll return with me to a tabletop position, looking straight down to your mat, let's do a little bit of balance today. So we are sending the right leg back behind, the left arm straight out in front for our bird dog. Now, if you'd like to challenge your balance here, you could lift that left arm up and around and bend that right knee, reaching back for that right foot with the left fingertips, and then you come back to where you started. So you could follow that left hand with your gaze, maybe, reaching around, come back to where you started. Do one more. So we've done 3 total. And then once you are stretched out with one arm and the arm and leg going in opposite directions, do a nice engagement. So you're really reaching out with that hand, really reaching back with the foot. Set your left hand to the floor and step your right foot between your hands. All right, so you are in a lunge with that right knee and ankle aligned. The blocks may be helpful here to you. You may want to stay low. You may want to lift that back knee up off the mat. Our intent is to stretch through the front of that left hip. So if you do a little bit more of a lunge, what do you feel? If you come up a little more upright with 90-degree angle shapes and draw arm or foot and knee toward each other, what do you feel? So just finding what feels completely right for you. Good. And since we are all elevated, let's actually meet back up. So clasp your hands together, bring your palms to the back of the head, push your head into your hands and your hands into your head. Let the elbows draw back. Perfect. Hands around your right foot, either on blocks or not. We'll begin to shift our weight back to find our half splits. So the right foot, the ball mount of that foot is pushing out toward the wall in front of you. It's like you're pushing on the gas. Your right hip will want to pop forward. Keep sending that right hip back. You can stay center or bring both hands to the outside of that right leg. Good. Come back to center. Let's shift our weight forward. You'll lift that back knee up off the mat and do a quarter pivot. You're facing the long edge of your mat with your right knee bent and your left leg straight. Good. So you can turn. Angle those right toes toward the corner. That left heel, you might want to connect it with the floor, lift those left toes in the air. Dropping into this lunge so that you feel a stretch through that left inner thigh. Good. The last thing we do here is a twist. So turn yourself to face the front of your mat. Again, your right foot forward, left foot back in a lunge. That left hand stays to the floor or to the block. Right arm goes up into the air for a twist. Right hand comes down, left knee comes down, the right knee back to join it. You are back in a tabletop position. So take your time to find your way there. Once you have arrived, we are going to send that left leg straight back behind, send your right arm straight out in front. All right, so we have this bird dog shape. You're looking straight down to your mat, which can stay, or you could begin to follow your left hand around, tapping the right toes maybe, coming back and around to find bird dog. 2 more just like that, a slow reach around, maybe tap, and reach back, extending arm and leg long. 1 more just like that. Good, reach back around, pause right here. Really reach for the wall in front of you, reach for the wall behind you. Set your right hand to the floor, left foot will step forward between your hands, and you'll find your lunge. Now, we picked it up together the last time, so let's do that again here. So if you'll find those 90-degree shapes, and try and pull this left foot back and this right hip forward. So you've got this energy moving in each direction, and then let's just do some nice big circles with the arms. And you can choose to do these backwards, or you could flow a couple of them forward, just finding some mobility through the shoulders. And then next time the arms are around, let's find goalpost arms. So think here about shoulder opening, not rib opening. So tuck, keep everything knit in right here. Just open up through those shoulders. Place your hands down around your left foot. Let's shift our weight back to find our half splits. So this left foot is active. The left hip, you are pushing it back toward that left or the back wall. Stay center or both hands to the outside of the left leg. Good, and then we come back to center. We walk forward, lifting those right toes up, or excuse me, the right knee up off the mat, and then do your quarter pivot. So your left toes are angled toward the corner of your mat, as is your right foot, but your heel might be to the floor. And both hands to the blocks or to the floor in front of you. Perfect, and then we pivot around again. This time we'll find our twist. Right hand to the floor or to the block, left arm up into the air. Good, and then set that left hand down. We're going to step this right foot in. You'll find your standing forward bend. We're hanging out for just a couple of breaths here. So letting your upper body relax. Let's slowly roll up, one vertebra at a time. All right, once you are all the way up, we're going to move to the wall. You will need your tennis ball and your mat. We'll do two more things for our shoulders, and in particular for this pec minor muscle. So you've got this tennis ball. Actually, I want you to take just a few seconds here and identify that muscle. So it connects in with the front side of your shoulder, and if you find some tenderness there, that's likely what you've probably connected with it. And then as you just travel in, you might find more tender spots. So that is your pec minor muscle. So now you've got that tennis ball. You're gonna put that tennis ball to the wall, and you could put it on a block so that you're a little further away from the wall if you'd like. But we are trying to roll through any tender spots. And once you find a tender spot, you might just want to pause and breathe. All right, let's take some time on that other side. First, just kind of identifying the muscle and then placing that ball to the wall. All right, and then you can remove that tennis ball, put it off to the side. One last thing we'll do here. So I usually have you straighten your arm straight out to the side and we do a little stretch. I'm gonna have you actually start in a 90-degree shape with your arm. So it's straight out from the shoulder, good. You're facing the wall and then you'll begin to turn yourself away from your arm. All right, so maybe that's the perfect spot. Maybe you crawl your fingertips up a little bit. So feel free to explore a little bit here. And if it's really too much, lessen the angle. Perfect. We'll do the same thing other side. So finding that 90-degree shape. And then turn yourself away from the wall, from your arm. Maybe crawling your fingertips up just a little. Good, and we'll turn ourselves to the wall. All right, we're gonna send our legs up the wall here. So, and sit down, scoot in. Send your legs up. Your left leg will stay extended up, the right ankle above the left knee. Slide the sole of the left foot maybe down the wall. Maybe you just keep this upside down figure 4 shape with the left leg straight, your choice. Find the best place for your arms. Soften through the shoulders. And now let's slowly switch legs. Let your breath flow easy. The muscles of your face relax. And now let's slowly release, sending both legs back up the wall. From here, you can do whatever you might like to do here. So you might want more of an inner thigh opener. You might want to twist one to one direction and then the other. Feel free to find more outer thigh opening. Whatever you would like. You have about 1 minute to do whatever else you need here. And now you are welcome to stay with your legs up the wall for this final relaxation. There'll be about 5 minutes here. Or you could make your way to a different position that would feel best for you today. We're going to practice just a little bit of a loving kindness meditation, and we'll do it specifically for ourselves today. So to yourself, say these phrases. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. You have a couple more minutes here. Maybe you continue to say those phrases to yourself. Or maybe you let your mind be quiet. Bring some gentle movement back to your body. You're welcome to stay right where you are, or you could roll to your favorite side and rest. Just taking a little bit of time here to acknowledge yourself. Stepping away from work to be on your mat. And what a privilege it is to be able to move like we do. Let's meet in a seated position. Let's take one more big deep breath in together. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. As you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. All right, may you be safe, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you live with ease. Namaste, friends.